President Trump's pick to fill the vacancy on the Supreme Court will face his critics and supporters in a confirmation hearing tomorrow. Fox News chief legal correspondent and anchor of Fox News at Night, Shannon Bream, looks at some of the big issues for the high court this fall.
A judge must be independent, must keep an open mind in every case.
It is a promise every nominee to the Supreme Court makes. An ideal that inevitably runs into partisan pushback.
We have a lot of issues about presidential power. Because he has weighed in on these issues, has a profound burden to show that he will serve as a fair and independent check on the president.
The night Trump introduced Kavanaugh, progressive groups rallied at the Supreme Court and sounded the alarm.
Trump's hardline nominee will undermine marriage equality, crush voting rights.
Beyond that, the Supreme Court in coming months may confront other divisive issues. Whether a 40-foot Latin cross honoring World War I veterans violates the prohibition of government endorsement of religion. Whether bans on plastic guns made from a 3D printer violate the Second Amendment. State regulations on surrogate pregnancy and for Medicaid funds used for abortion. And the limits of executive power in ongoing challenges to President Trump's immigration, environmental, and regulatory policies.
The Supreme Court in the last few years has really become the decision maker of last resort on so many issues that have polarized our society.
Judge Kavanaugh a decade ago suggested providing sitting presidents with a temporary deferral of civil and criminal prosecutions.
It really makes sense to make sure as a country that we give our president as much room as possible to operate free from the usual burdens of the citizenry.
That has many Democrats worried Kavanaugh would protect the man who nominated him from any Mueller probe subpoena.
Judge Kavanaugh's judicial philosophy incorporates an almost monarchical view of executive power and accountability, animated by a belief that our chief executive gets to play by a different set of rules.
While working for independent counsel Kenneth Starr, Kavanaugh advocated an aggressive approach to get President Clinton to detail, under oath, the extent of his relationship with intern Monica Lewinsky. The man who recruited Kavanaugh now admits the judge's views may have evolved on how far the current special counsel regulations can be applied.
What he's suggesting is Congress take a look at this and consider whether to essentially have a postponement or a timeout. It's a perfectly reasonable position, but he's speaking as a thoughtful observer and not as a judge.
Republicans say the judge's views are being distorted and that his record has earned bipartisan praise. Supporters note Kavanaugh has not voted in any election since becoming a judge, to take himself, at least in his own mind, away from the political process and just be a neutral, nonpartisan judge. Mike?
Shannon, thanks very much.